Hi, my name is Matt and I'm a hobby game developer from Germany. Welcome to my very first devlog. My current project is a small scale, at least I try to keep it on a small scale, horror experience. My journey in game development actually started somewhere around 2019, when I got a growing interest in making my own video games. I tried out different engines, like Unreal Engine 4, Game Maker, and looked into Godot, but nothing clicked. Only when finding Unity I began to legitimately consider building a game. Many hours watching tutorials, mostly practice later, I had a basic understanding of how Unity worked. Then, in 2020, I had the chance to work on a game as a school project. That game was Eternal Waves, which is playable for free on itch.io. It's a top-down shooter with endless enemy waves. The original idea was a multiplayer game with different maps to battle one another, but that was too difficult, so I changed it. The same year I participated in a game jam, GB Jam 8 to be exact. Dreaming Cat is about a cat dreaming, obviously. She wants food, so the player has to traverse 6 levels, a full bowl at the end. The game isn't really polished or anything, but it was fun to make a game in a short amount of time. So, after successfully finishing 2 projects, I really went into productive mode, finishing one game after the next. I wish. Since successfully finishing 2 projects, I haven't finished anything else. In 2021 I experimented a lot. The most time I poured into a phone game where you'd fall down an endless abyss, dodging obstacles. The controls were motion based, tilting your phone to the side moved the character to the left and right. It was supposed to make me a rich man. Well, that plan fell through. The other game I spent a lot of time on was a FPS, my first 3D game. I implemented shooting, multiple weapons, crouching, jumping, and a basic enemy. I also have these drawings of the level design. The version you can see right now is pretty old. The latest version would be slightly farther developed, with textures and adjustments. I just cannot find the old files. I think I sort of lost them. In 2022 I did nothing. I almost lost interest in working on games and didn't even touch Unity. But then, roughly a month ago, I watched Totally Pointless TV's video about Chilla's art at night and was immediately inspired to make my own horror game. I reinstalled Unity and 1 month later, here we are. I don't want to repeat past mistakes, so this time I tried keeping it simple enough to be able to make a finished product in half a year, maximum, and document my progress with devlogs. If I look at the math, whenever I had a deadline/pressure, I finished 100% of projects, yet whenever I didn't have a deadline/pressure, I finished 0% of projects. I hope these devlogs provide the motivation I need, a good ass kicking for myself. Anyway, I made myself some rules to follow to avoid things I personally don't enjoy in many horror films or games. I won't use any jump scares combined with loud sound effects. I want the experience to rely mostly on the overall atmosphere. When I might use a jump scare, I search for inspiration in Asian horror more so than American. I'm a big fan of films like Ringu, Tale of Two Sisters and Audition. Having something appear out of nowhere without any audio is way creepier and more uncomfortable, I think. Another rule, no cutscenes. All the horror should happen in-game while the player is in control. And at last, simple controls. I'm not sure if I'll expand them eventually, but I do fear feature creep if I suddenly start to introduce more control options. That out of the way, let's talk about the game itself. This is what I got done for now. I had made a rough sketch of the apartment, which I used for reference. It has a kitchen, living room, TV room, bath and bedroom, all connected through this corridor. The game will start in the bedroom. The light won't be on. The player must switch it on themselves. You can go exploring, but after some time you'll hear loud knocking at the entrance. It won't stop until you've looked through the peephole, but no one's there. How about opening the door? I won't spoil more, that's just part of the intro sequence I've planned. Before I can implement it though, I need to finish the apartment, filling out the last empty spaces. Right now, the kitchen, bath and bedroom are roughly done. I'm in the middle of doing the TV room and the living room I haven't touched yet. The 3D models I make in Blender, they are low poly and I texture them with pixelated textures, without any filtering. The textures I get from SketchUp Texture Club, or I shoot the photos myself. After adding the textures, you can really see how life is breathed into those rooms. Smaller details, like an alarm clock, cups, flowers and such are displayed with sprites, as if the closer you look the more abstract it becomes. I wrote a short script, actually one sentence, which rotates the sprites with the player camera. For now there isn't much to do. You can wander around the apartment, switch lights on or off. Oh, the emission doesn't change with the light, but that's a problem for future me. And you can open and close doors. I used a great tutorial by killereks for the door interaction, which I link in the description. I had tried so many things, triggering an animation, using a hinge, but nothing felt good. Probably took me more than 3 or 4 hours to find an approach I liked. So that's it. When I report my progress in Devlog-0, I hope to have finished the whole intro sequence. The best case would be in a month. I don't want to promise anything though. There's quite a long list of things to do. Making the last 3D models for the apartment, implementing more interactive elements, a basic main menu, more level design, post-processing effects, and some 3D audio, which I've never done before. I hope I can implement all those things till next time. I will use as much free time for this project as possible, but I also need to manage my life in Persona 4 Golden. Until then, thanks for watching. We'll meet again.